Alright, so I got home this afternoon, ready to get online, watch YouTube, play some games, and wouldn't you know it, computer isn't starting. It would post, I would get one beat code, it would post, nothing. So today, I figured out it's a power supply. So we're going to be installing the EVGA 850 watt power supply, semi-modular. So let's get started. Alright, so yeah, I got home today and turned on my computer. It seemed like it was posting and then it just wouldn't start. So after about an hour of diagnosing and trying to figure out what was the issue, I figured out that it is the power supply. It would actually, after I had that problem, it seemed like it wasn't going to post. So I reseated my CMOS battery to reset the BIOS, and it's actually got to working. And then I turned it off and went and picked up my brother from his classes, and after that I got back home, turned it back on, and again wouldn't start. So, except this time I was getting a different error. It was beeping at me constantly. Beep, 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 just non-stop. So after looking up that issue, they said that, oh, your power supply is bad. I'm like, great. So I run off to Best Buy to go and get a new power supply, and $100 later, hopefully we can get this thing up and running again. Alright, so we almost have the old power supply out. Trying to undo all the cable management. You know, cable management is really good. When you're actually trying to take a power supply out, it's a pain in the butt, man. Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to make sure that all these cables are out of here properly, make sure none are stuck, make sure I don't pull anything else out while I'm doing this. But yeah, it kind of sucks. This power supply is about 5 years old, so I guess it's about time for it to die. It lasted me a long time, and I mean, honestly, I would recommend this power supply to anyone. I mean, 4 years is a long time for a power supply to last. This one is a Corsair, so you can see, that's the old power supply, Corsair TX650, and apparently it died. So let's go ahead. Now, the nice thing about the new one I have is it is semi-modular, as I said, and so I won't have all these cables sitting here hanging out of this, which be very, very good. Means this power supply should actually be a lot easier to cable manage, because I don't have nearly as many cables to actually cable manage with it. You want to make sure everything is disconnected, just so that you don't go and, while you're installing this, the cable snags another cable and you rip your SATA port out like I'm about to do if I'm not careful. One second. I need to pull out my graphics card. That is a 660, kind of old, but still gets the job done. Still a very good graphics card. Now, the reason I actually upgraded from a 660 to, or from a 650 to a 850 is mainly because eventually I would like to put a better power supply in here. So by getting the 850, have a little bit more power to play with, which is nice. All these cables over here You need to make sure they're out of the way. Not going to squish them. And you set your new power supply back in, and you screw it in. Alright, so the new power supply is screwed in. Now, run it through your cable management, please. Don't just throw the cables in here. Your computer will thank you. When you have cables in the way, it does block your airflow. So, definitely want to just squeeze it through your cable management holes, run it back through inside the case, and I promise you it will be a lot better. Go. Alright, so just about done installing all the connectors. And as soon as you install everything, we'll do a test boot to make sure that it actually works. Hopefully it does. If not, well, to be continued. Okay, alright, I'll tell you one thing I already don't like. This connector here does not clip on. They're just free. So it's real hard to get both connectors in at the same time. I'll go ahead and complain about that. Alright. So we have the power supply installed. It was a really pain in the butt to get the auxiliary CPU power in. What I ended up doing was just taking a zip tying them to make it as if one cable, because it's a 4+4. So normally with the split connections like that, they have a little clip in there that will, you know, make them one solid cable. No, so I just took a zip tie, tied it around there, made it one solid cable, plugged it in. It was super easy, and then I just cut the zip tie off. You have the graphics power supply. You have the 24 pin down here, which is all plugged in. Everything should be good. Let's try and boot, shall we? And power. And yes! Haha! Working! Yes. Now this AC MOS failed because I reset these BIOS earlier, but all I have to do is just go back into the BIOS, reset that, and I'm up and running, but Windows is booting. Yes. Alright, so the final pieces is just to put your side cases back on, make sure that everything is connected. After that, you're good to go. I appreciate you for checking out this video. If you have any problems with your computer, I have a Biostar T-Series motherboard, and mine is just doing constant beeping, just beep, 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 just non-stop. So if you have that issue, it is more than likely the power supply. So I just want to throw that out there. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you later.